It's June. We're drinking some summery beers and gonna do craft American Pilsners and answer that question of, are Pilsners really craft beer and can they have craft flavors?
Yeah, absolutely. You can kind of make a pretty much, any kind of IPA, they got it down pat. But the mark of a good brewery, how's their Pilsner?
That's right. Yeah, not every brewery can do lagering, and I think that the Pilsner is just a much more delicate style.
Yeah.
But American craft Pilsners can end up having a lot of big, bold flavors, and even some more of the dry, hoppy flavors like American IPAs. So we have a bunch to try, and actually there is no Bjcp category for an American Pilsner.
That is really wild.
So there's a category for Czech Pilsner, and there's a category for a German Pilsner.
Okay.
But no American craft Pilsner. So we're actually going to hop out of the Bjcp realm. That's right. So we're gonna hop out of the Bjcp, and we're gonna check out and reference the Brewers Association guidelines, which is more of a craft beer industry guideline, and it's almost more like cliff notes about the beer.
Sure.
Where Bjcp will go in, a couple of pages, really detailing every aspect of the beer, what it should and shouldn't be. And it's almost more like bullet points or very brief descriptions in the Brewers Association.
Okay.
Nice thing about the Brewers Association guidelines is that they are updated every single year, so it really keeps up on all of the current industry trends. And I thought maybe keeping in line with the Brewers Association guidelines that are really rapid-fire brief, we're going to try a few more beers than we normally do.
Yeah, big flight.
Yeah, biggest flight we've ever had so far.
Yeah.
And I thought we could just kind of give our rapid fire impressions, maybe jot down a couple of notes and just say like, boom, this is piney, boom, this is citrusy, and just kind of do our rapid fire hot takes on 6 different craft American Pilsners.
Craft American Pilsners. Well, I'm certainly in for that. And actually, right in front of us right now,
yes,
we have Dimensionals Pilsner Dubuque. Right?
Yeah.
It's from Iowa.
Pilsner Dubuque from Dubuque, Iowa. Yeah. We've had 1 or 2 dimensional beers on the show before.
Yeah. I feel like I should be wearing my dimensional hat.
Hey, the Eine hat is always that's always appropriate.
That works.
So let's crack it open and give our hot take on Pilsner Dubuque.
Perfect.
Hey, cheers to drinking outside in the summertime.
It's beautiful out right now.
It really is.
It was a little hot earlier on. It's chilled out quite a bit.
Yeah.
And so nothing like relaxing on the patio.
Having a couple of beers. I always say, I'd much rather it be hot outside than cold, because when it's hot, you can always just have some cold beers and cool off.
Yeah.
And I love sitting outside, having nice light beers in the summertime. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, here we've got Dimensionals Pilsner Dubuque.
Yep.
So I'm going to grab this little notepad here, really over a pen.
Yep.
And
just jot down a couple of our brief impressions. Now, while you do that, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the Brewers Association notes so we know what the Brewers Association says about craft American Pilsners. Contemporary American style Pilsner is the official name of the style in the Brewers Association. Color should be straw to gold. Clarity, appearance should be clear. Chill haze should not be present, which means it should still be clear when it's chilled to below 40 degrees. Perceived malt aroma and flavor, medium-low to medium. Perceived hop aroma and flavor, medium to high, while traditional versions exhibit attributes typical of noble-type hops. Contemporary American-style Pilsners will exhibit attributes typical of a wide range of hop varieties. And I think that is really the biggest difference between a traditional American-style Pilsner and a contemporary, where there's a lot more leeway on the hop expression it can really run the range, just like a modern American IPA.
Okay.
Perceived bitterness should be medium to high. Fermentation characteristics, it should be a clean beer with no DMS, no fruity esters, no diacetyl. The body can be medium low to medium. And then the additional notes, all malt grists are commonly used. Up to 25% corn and or rice may be incorporated in the grist.
Wow.
Beers in this category diverge from American-style lagers typical of pre-Prohibition era by virtue of a wide range of hop aroma and flavor attributes.
Okay, so we got a pretty big category here.
Yeah, so basically think of it as kind of a drier, more lager version of an American IPA.
Okay.
But we can still allow for a pretty wide expression of hop flavors.
Yeah. Let's get into this.
Let's get into it. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Pretty cloudy.
Yeah, it does have a little bit of chill haze. It's clearing up as it warms, which makes it really kind of indicate more of like a chill haze.
Okay. I'm trying to place the hop bitterness that I'm picking up.
So like the hop flavors
yeah, just
and
kind of
aromas
with the character,
and stuff.
yeah.
You know, it's pretty subtle. I was expecting maybe, given the BA description, maybe like a more of like a big citrusy or like real big hot punch.
It's there for sure, but not huge.
No, and you know, it almost tastes like an extremely hopped beer, but with noble hops.
Okay.
So noble hops are fairly classic, spicy, hay-like, and floral.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I can see that.
So it's not going to be a big tropical juice bomb.
No.
It's not piney. It's not dank. It's not citrusy.
Yeah.
It's not like pineapple-y. It has those more like European classic hop flavors, just at a much higher level than a traditional Pilsner would be.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me.
I think it's a pretty nice beer.
It's nice. Yeah, I could definitely see drinking, this, you're done mowing the lawn for the day or something. You drop this in and you're good to go.
Yeah.
I described it, I think, as crackery.
That's exactly how I described it.
Hey, all
Very
right,
nice.
I'm learning.
All right, yeah. I had like a medium-low maltiness and mostly cracker.
I think so much of beer judging is just learning the vernacular.
Yep.
That's huge. Just translating what you taste into actual words that make sense contextually is just that's probably more than that's the whole battle, really.
Yeah, I mean it is definitely honing your palate, but then also expanding your vocabulary to accurately describe to others what it is you're perceiving.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah.
But it is nice, nice low-ish bitterness.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of maybe medium and definitely not harsh in the balance, which I really appreciate.
No, this is a well-balanced beer.
Yeah. I really think they did a great job with this.
I mean, if you live around Dubuque,
yeah,
this could definitely be your go-to Pilsner for the summer.
How it might compare to like a Czech or a German, more of a traditional Pilsner, is that those beers are going to be probably a little bit more firmly bitter, but without as much of the hop flavors.
Okay.
And also, as far as a maltiness, they might be even lighter on the malt scale, down to even grainy, where I think crackery comes across as a little bit more developed malt flavor than even like a graininess.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I can definitely believe that for sure. And I mean, it definitely is like crackery. I think is the right word. It's not quite biscuity, not quite bready.
Right.
So
absolutely.
Cracker, I think, is good.
Yep. So a little bit more malt depth and a lot more noble hop flavor in this beer as opposed to like the traditional European versions.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, this one's pretty high bar for me as far as setting up the flight. I thought maybe we could do our ranking at the end once we try all of them.
Okay. Do you want to do out of 10?
Yeah, let's just go out of 10.
Out of
yeah,
10? Cool.
There are no scoring guidelines for the Brewers Association. It's really meant to be more of kind of like a quick reference guide for craft professional brewers, not really to be used in competitions. So I think just out of 10, you're rating it on an app, I think is great.
Perfect. All right, so we've got Maplewood's Pulaski Pils.
All right. What do we know about Pulaski Pils?
Well, thankfully, I don't know if this is something they do with all of their beers, but they've definitely got all of their sort of statistics here. So it starts off by describing it as balanced, rich grain, floral finish.
Okay.
The grain is Pilsner and Vienna. Hops are Santian, Santian,
Sure.
and Warrior. The vitals are lager, 4 SRM, 25 IBUs, 5.1 alcohol by volume, and 1 pint.
Okay, so
Dry hopped Pilsner.
it's a dry hopped Pilsner. Okay,
Yes.
so we should be looking for not a ton of bitterness with
Okay,
it only
okay.
being 25 IBUs.
Sure, yep.
But if it's dry hop, we should still get a lot of that fresh hop flavor and aroma.
Yeah.
So that might be a little bit more in line with the style guidelines than the Pilsner Dubuque was. So
Okay.
excited to try it, and I
Yeah.
always appreciate when breweries include some of those vitals on there.
Yeah.
Makes it easier as a homebrewer to sort of reverse engineer the beer and figure out,
you
what
probably
to do.
clone this recipe, I think, pretty easy.
Yeah, but then also kind of as a beer judge or kind of above average beer consumer,
Yeah.
to be able to look for some of those more subtle notes, like do you detect like the Vienna notes and things like that in there?
Right.
So
Well, yeah, and I mean, especially if you know the characteristics. I can't say I really know what Warrior hops taste like off the top of my head.
yeah, Warrior hops to me always are like, they're just like a bittering hop. I don't know what
Okay.
they normally taste like as a late edition, but I think of Warrior as like an American bittering hop you use early in the boil because I think that it contributes a very clean bitterness, not like an abrasive or astringent bitterness.
Okay.
So I got a lavender-like hop aroma. So I'm definitely getting the floral hop notes.
Floral, yeah.
But for me, like sometimes floral is hard to depict or hard to like really like put your nose on. But for me, it's like very lavender like.
Okay.
I thought the bitterness was low.
Yeah, very low bitterness.
Yeah, and very smooth. None of that hop bite at all, especially for a dry hopped beer.
Yeah.
I think that was really nicely done. And the malt flavor again was low.
Yeah.
And I got mostly bread dough.
Yeah.
For that.
Yeah, it's very neutral. I mean, if you didn't really know better, you'd say it's imperceptible, malt characteristic. But obviously, you're drinking a malted drink.
Sure.
So, it's an interesting one. I do like this a lot.
Yeah.
This is very, very nice, very approachable.
I think to contrast this with the Pilsner Dubuque that we just had, that one was like a super German Pilsner. It had like the malt flavors ratcheted up, the bitterness, the German hop flavors ratcheted up, where this one is just a very easy drinking, subtle, but still really refreshing and good beer.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree with that assessment. Very summery. This is a very summery beer. You can have couple of these, on the patio, and you're good to go. In not so stark contrast, we actually have the Cashmere Pulaski Pils.
Oh, all right.
It's a little Coke versus Pepsi kind of action going there.
Oh, look at that! Yeah.
Now, what do you suppose for the Bjcp they don't have an American Pilsner category?
It's hard to say, but I think because the Brewers Association puts out their guidelines every single year, they can really stay on the trends a lot.
Oh, sure. Yeah, when was the last time the Bjcp was updated?
2015.
Wow.
So yeah, it's been a minute. And before they published it, it was in development for several years.
Okay.
So
they're a little bit behind the curve.
They're a little bit behind the curve, but it's really for homebrew competitions, and they do like put out like amendments every once in a while, but they haven't really overhauled the guidelines in a long time.
Okay.
Whereas the Brewers Association is a little bit more nimble, so it's really nice to have as a resource.
Yeah.
So if you ever at home are, maybe you have the Bjcp app on your home, on your phone, and like are looking for a beer, and you're like, I don't have, there's no reference to the beer that I'm drinking that I'm, having at this pub. Flip over to the Brewers Association guidelines, and there's a lot more there. So with that, I'm super excited to try this Cashmere. aroma's totally different.
It is it's dramatically different. I feel like it's more malty than it is hoppy. Am I picking that up right?
I am getting some more malts in there.
Yeah.
It's a complex.
It is a complex beer.
Complex, hop bouquet.
Flavor's pretty starkly different too.
Super neutral, super clean.
Super neutral, super clean. Am I getting a little bit of astringency on the back end? Is that how you would describe that?
It finishes very dry, but it doesn't have that like bite or like harshness.
No, it's another really smooth beer.
Yeah.
This is another really nice smooth beer. Very easy drinking. None of these have none of these are chewy or alcohol-y, boozy or anything like that. They're all very drinkable, very easy to just go one after another.
Yeah. All right. Any other notes for Cashmere Pulaski?
Nothing that I really have here. I think we kind of talked it out.
Yeah.
Pretty nice.
All right. Sounds good. What is next?
Next, we have Une Annee's German-style Pils.
All right.
So that'll be...
it's an American craft brewery that's claiming to be German style. So maybe instead of kind of comparing those to the American contemporary Pilsner on the BA, we'll take a peek at the German Pilsner guidelines according to the BA.
Yeah. So in stark contrast to Maplewood, Une Annee's German-style Pilsner offers nothing.
Nothing
in the way of ingredients. It's got the government warning here. Well, it's 1 pint.
Okay.
4.8% alcohol by volume. And other than that, it is keeping its secrets.
All right.
So let's give it a taste here. Well, this one's and I mean it's got a little bit of the chill haze, I think you'd call it.
Well, according to the Brewers Association, it still shouldn't have chill haze. It should be still crystal clear when it's under 40 degrees. So, but it's very pale, and I think when you dry hop a beer or have a hopped beer, it's difficult to get away from that. All right.
The hop nose.
Very spicy hop nose.
Mm-hmm. Not really super malty or anything on the nose. Maybe kind of doughy or crackery kind of.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean. That's just kind of fishing for me.
You know what? It is so this one does not claim to be an American craft Pilsner.
No.
They actually say they're a German style Pilsner, and I think that's actually really accurate.
You think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting all spicy hop.
Okay.
I'm not getting any new age really hops at all.
Okay.
There's basically no very on the nose. It's very neutral, very clean. Yeah. And it's a super clean, like, German base, too. Like,
okay.
I would probably guess that it is not just American Pilsner malts. It's all, like, German Pilsner malts. Yeah,
it's a very different taste right up. This is the first sip I've had.
Yeah.
Very different taste. It's crazy that, it's these two styles can be... I mean, it's really one style. There goes the beer. Crazy they can be just so starkly different.
I think that's just the great thing about beer. A lot of people consider Pilsners to be very, like, neutral, almost even bland beers, but, between tasting, several now, they're starkly different.
These are, I think every beer that we've had is different from the other. No two Pilsners have been alike. Even the Pulaski and the Cashmere Pulaski are different.
Well, they're all exceptional, and I think this one differs the most from the first three, which it probably should because it's a German-style Pils, not a contemporary American Pils.
So what does the Brewers Association say about German-style Pils?
That is an excellent question. Let us look that up.
Almost like we planned it.
Brewers Association says that for a German-style Pilsner, the color should be straw to pale, the appearance should be clear, and chill haze should not be present. A malty sweet aroma and flavor should be present at low levels.
Okay.
Bready and light biscuity attributes may be present. Perceived hop aroma and flavor. Hop aroma and flavor is moderate and pronounced. I don't know how you're both moderate and pronounced. Whatever. Derived from late hopping not dry hopping with noble type hops. So maybe a little bit more of a depth of flavor and not just like a big like bomb of like.
I was
hops
gonna say so. I mean, you can definitely tell on the nose different type of hop, spicier hop.
Yeah.
But it's not blowing out my senses.
Mm-hmm,
My sinuses aren't clearing up as a result of smelling this beer.
Right.
So yeah, I mean it's there and it's obvious and it's starkly different from the other styles, but it isn't just destroy your entire nostrils.
Right. It should be medium to high bitterness. I would say this one is definitely more on the medium. It's not
it's not super high.
Yep. It should be a clean beer, well attenuated, medium low to low body. And it can finish drier. It can finish all the way down to 10.06 up to 10.12. So this is a much drier beer than the American Pilsners, and I would definitely agree with that. Like, there's not like any residual like sugars. It's a very dry beer.
Yeah, dry. Still, really nice.
Oh yeah,
really nice.
Absolutely.
I mean, if the question is to answer, can Pilsners be craft beer? We're getting there. It's great. These are all very nice. Just
I mean, I would almost say there is more craftsmanship that goes into an American-made craft Pilsner than there is an American IPA at this point. Because it's like, all right, slap together whatever malts you can get in bulk, and then get whatever hops that you think are going to sell, and sell it, and you'll sell it all day.
Just make it a hazy, and you're good to go.
Yeah, but to make a good Pilsner is a very difficult thing. You have to lager it. It's a much more delicate beer.
Time-consuming.
All of these beers are fantastic.
They're great beers. These are really, really great beers.
They really are. Now, to compare these beers, I would say that the Une Annee German Pilsner is the closest to the Dubuque, the Pilsner Dubuque.
Okay.
Because of the Pilsner Dubuque's hop profile. It was very like old world European hop profile.
Okay. Yeah. That would make sense to me.
But the malt base on the Pilsner Dubuque was totally different. It was sweeter. It was richer. It was more crackery. Where this is more grainy. This is super neutral.
Okay. We brew our German-style Pils to be a crisp, clean-tasting beer. That's it. That's all you really need. Spicy again. Yeah?
Yeah. Very spicy. Definitely not like a citrusy. No. It's much more like classic European style hop aroma.
Yeah. And that's spicy as in like spices, not spicy as in like chilies.
Right.
Or that's
like almost like a spicy
pepper,
is almost like pepper.
White pepper, black pepper kind of. Which I finding that I really love in beer is that white pepper, dark like black pepper kind of.
Yeah.
The beer that we did the one time with the pink peppercorns was really
nice
one.
That beer was great.
Yeah. Yep.
So
things have come to light. I want it to be known.
Yeah.
The pink peppercorn beer is things have come to light.
That's right. It was very good.
It was very good. Well, I definitely get the spiciness in the flavor as well, but it's not hit you over the head with a cartoon mallet.
Yeah.
Either. It's an incredibly drinkable beer.
I find this beer dry, but not bone dry. So it probably has a tiny, like maybe 2 points higher finishing gravity than the Une Annee. Like the other one was just like super dry.
Right.
This one's dry, but it doesn't like. I think it's a more pleasant dryness.
Sure.
Very neutral malt character.
Absolutely.
Very neutral.
I mean, you know it's beer, so there's malt in it, but you can't pick it out.
Yeah, it's super neutral. And yeah, a lot of spicy, like that peppery, spicy,
Yeah.
like traditional noble hops. So, um, really
It's
nice.
another winner.
Yeah.
God, it's another winner.
So I think breweries that are actually putting out craft American Pilsners
Yeah.
have to really know what they're doing, or have to
Absolutely.
have a lot of confidence. And that just, is amplified by the beers that we've had tonight. It's so hard to rank them because these are all so fantastic.
Yeah.
And that just shows how great New Oberpfals and Maplewood and Une Annee and Dimensional are doing, because these guys know what they're doing, and they can confidently put out an American craft Pilsner, or as an American brewery put out a German style craft Pilsner, and it's solid.
Yeah, all of these are solid across the board beers.
All right, so the big reveal, right?
The
We've
big
had
one.
we've had 5 different Pilsners, and we need to tally our scores and rank them, right? All right, what do we have?
Well, I kind of feel like my identity is being obscured.
To protect the involved parties.
Let's wrap this episode up. What do we got?
So I want to start. So I kind of ranked. I know we're kind of doing a 1 to 10 scale.
Yeah.
But I kind of ranked mine, from 1 to 5.
Okay.
Just in terms of what I enjoyed the most.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, all of these beers got either an 8 or a 9 from me out of 10.
Nice.
Very excellent.
Nice.
This is my style. I really like this. So Une Annee is number 1. I liked that peppery spiciness.
Okay.
I did like it. That got a 9. Oberpfals was 2. That got a 9. Cashmere Pulaski, that's 3. That got a 9.
Wow. Wow. All right.
Pulaski, number 4, that got a 9. And Dimensional at 5, that got an 8. Not to say it's a bad beer. 8's a great score.
Okay.
I think the finish was a little weird for me.
All right.
On that one. So I think that's, if I have a knock against it, that's really the only knock. But,
okay.
I mean, all of them were, excellent beers. But that Une Annee, that spiciness, I think I really gravitate towards that.
Nice.
So in our episode on American Pils, I pick one of the German styles.
Hey, that is all right.
Yeah. What about you? What about
okay.
you? Let's see what you got.
All right, mine were.
You probably have a little bit more thorough notes than me.
Well, mine was also pretty close.
Okay.
So it's so hard when you're splitting hairs like this, right? So, mine went New Oberpfals number 1.
Okay, I could see that.
I actually had the Dubuque Pils number 2.
Okay.
All right. The Maplewood regular Pulaski Pils number 3.
You liked it more, or you liked it better than the Cashmere?
I did. Yep. The Une Annee was 4, and the Cashmere was 5. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But again, like you said, it's so hard.
It's
here.
Close. It's really close.
It's so close. And I think it really does come down to personal preference. All these were excellent beers.
Absolutely.
I would be, going back to your old metric
scale.
of like, would you order more? I think I would need to order an Uber, because I would order all of these beers again.
Yeah.
And probably do this whole exercise again, because they are all so good.
Well, you got to be sure. You got to double reference.
Yeah, you got to be sure.
Yeah.
Excellent beers.
Very nice.
Yeah. So tight race, and I think given this pretty broad sample size, especially compared to what we normally do, if you go to a craft brewery and you see that they have a Pilsner on tap, I would highly recommend that you get their Pilsner. At least a sample of the Pilsner.
Absolutely try it.
Yeah. And that will give you an indication of if the brewery knows what they're doing. And if they have a craft Pilsner, it's, according to what we've tried, they probably do know what they're doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All great beers from all great breweries.
Absolutely.
I would order a, it really, it's like you say, it props up the whole rest of the brewery. I want to try Dimensional's other stuff.
Yeah.
I know Maplewood. I know their other stuff is good.
Yeah.
I know Oberpfals. I know Une Annee. I want to try more Une Annee. I want to, drink more Oberpfals.
Yeah.
If you can do this really well, then it adds to credibility.
That's right.
Absolutely adds to the credibility of everything.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thanks for staying up with us and bearing with us as the night gets dark.
Yeah.
But we've had a great time trying all of these really fantastic American craft Pilsners. So check in next time, and we'll see you later. Cheers.
Well, we promised 6 beers at the beginning of the episode, didn't we?
That's right.
We have 18th Street's Patio Pils. It says best. I guess we'll see if that kind of trumps the entire rest of our ratings.
Let's check it out.
Yeah.
Nice. I love their artwork on all their stuff.
Yeah.
So I would say, compared to the other 5 beers that we had,
Yeah.
this is much more bitter.
More bitter. Yeah.
Like it's not bitter where I'm like, ugh, I
not a
can't
hot
drink
bomb.
it.
Yeah.
But it's pretty aggressively bitter. It's
absolutely.
much more bitter compared to maltiness. I'm almost not getting any malt flavor because the bitterness is so high on this one.
Yeah, I would agree with that statement 100%. What do you get?
It's like more of the subtle hops. This is like it's like a West Coast American Pilsner where it's all bitterness and it's less in like the juicy or hop aroma and flavor.
Yeah.
It's neutral and it's bitter.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's what this beer is going to give you.
Well, there you have it.
18th Street Patio Pils.
Yep. There it is again.
All right.
All right. Very nice.
Yes.
Well,
Well,
hey, cheers.
Cheers. We'll see you next time.
Next time.